All right. Okay, so today is just kind of a fun story about having kids, and kind of a be careful what you wish for type of thing. So when I was making my list of what I wanted in my wife, one of the things I put on there was I wanted her to be smarter than me, and the reason I wanted her to be smarter than me was so that one day when we had kids, we'd have really smart kids. Like that was the goal. I wanted my kids to be better than me. Um, and so just like to set the stage there. So I got into an argument with my 11-year-old about my knives. I've got nice knives. I've had them for a long time, um, and he was using them, and he put them in the dishwasher. And you don't put nice knives in the dishwasher because as the water sprays on them, they clang together with everything, and it damages the knives. I was trying to explain that to him, and he was like, "I don't understand. I don't understand." He was just being, he's being a me. So uh, so I finally was just like, fine, that's it. If you're not going to treat my stuff the way I want you to treat it, then you're not going to use it. And I was like, you don't get to use my knives for the next 2 weeks. And he was like, how am I supposed to cook? And I was like, I said, I guess you're not gonna. So that was like at 6:50 in the morning. I get home at lunch, and he had gone online. He had found knives that he could afford for like $13, and he went up and got them and came home. And so he's using these knives when I get home. I was like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I'm cooking with my knives." And I was like, "What do you mean?" He was like, "You said I couldn't use your knives. You didn't say I couldn't have knives." He was like, "So," he's like, "I got online. I found some I could afford, so I went and got them, and now I have knives." And he goes, and the great thing is, he was like, they were $12. He was like, "So if I mess them up, I'll just throw them away and get new knives." And I was like, awesome. Because the whole deal, I was apparently, as dad, trying to instill in my child was respect for other people and other people's things and that type of thing. Um, and so he comes up with the most obvious solution to the problem of you can't use my knives, and solved it by the time I got home for lunch. Like he got it solved in 3 hours, four, however long hours. I was home at 1. So however many hours that is. Um, and so that's apparently what I get for asking for kids to be smarter than me. Um, but that's a fun little jaunt. And it was funny because when I came home, Daniela, our nanny, thought I was gonna be mad that I said he couldn't use the knives, and now he has his own knives. Um, Not very proud of him for coming up with that solution that quickly. It was I was very impressed. However, now the problem is that, and I know I know I'm throwing this problem out, and a lot of dads out there have been like, "Yep," whether it happened at 9 or 11 or 15 or whatever, where your kid starts throwing stuff back at you, and you're like, "I did not expect you to come up with that type of solution." But yeah, so that's where we are. So, but he's 11 now, right? And so I've got to start figuring out how to deal with that level of problem solving for as he gets smarter. So yeah, that's gonna be super fun. But I love the idea that he was able to come up with something that quickly, and and it seems so obvious now. Like, but the fact that he came up with it and he solved it was really fun. So uh, I'm sure lots of you guys out there who have kids have these same type of stories that you know even though it was not what I intended, I'm really proud of him for coming up with that. Um, but that's kind of one of those things that and again, we've been trying to teach these my kids this type of stuff for the longest time. Like, what give them problems and be like, how would you solve this? And then they would solve it. And they'd be like, good job. And so now that I give him problems as punishments and he solves them, I now have to kind of try to come up with new ways of doing this. Um, so yeah, but he's 11 now, and so when I went through puberty, it was between 11 and 13. It's like, which was horrible for everybody around me, and so we have that to deal with. So as someone who has an 11-year-old, if you guys have dealt with this and you guys have gone through it, um, help the rest of us out by giving us some stories of what you guys did and how you guys treated it, because it's fun. Like, I'm having a great time. This is by far, having kids, by the way, even the little things like this that are like, oh, that kind of backfired on me in a way, still the most fun I've ever had. So if you guys are thinking about having kids and you're hearing all the negative stuff, like, I realize I'm posting this up as kind of a, problem type of thing, but it's awesome. Like, yeah, it was kind of irritating, but at the same time, I now know that my kid can solve problems like that at 11. So it's, it's kind of fun. If you guys have, like I said, if you guys have questions, not questions, if you guys have anything like that, throw those out, because I'm sure we'd all like to hear, the fun little things our kids do. It was a fun thing. So, and again, I don't know what I was expecting when I was teaching these kids how to solve problems when they start solving the problems I give them. But it was fun. If you guys, when you go through and you deal with this sort of stuff, it's always a good self check on where you're at. So I just kind of want to tell that story. I thought it was fun. It was a cool thing that happened yesterday. And so I'm sure I'm going to have lots of other fun little stories to throw out about my kids, but share some of the ones you guys have. Like, if you guys have some of those that, as you're going through what you guys have done with your kids, like how they've surprised you, or, fun ways where you figured out like how to better communicate with them, that'd be pretty cool. Like, we went through the 5 love languages for kids with ours, and that was really cool. So if you guys haven't done the 5 love languages with your kids to figure out how to communicate with them, I would recommend that you guys do that one, because that one was pretty solid in the way we're communicating. But it's and then this dad thing is fun. If you guys have any other options or tips or something like that, like, share them and I'll put them out. It'd be kind of fun to kind of get some of those things going. You can drop them in the we have a Wellness Insights with Dr. Chalmers Facebook group. We might have changed that name to Pillars of Wellness with Dr. Chalmers, but check that out. Drop your ideas there. Drop them in the comments. It'd be fun to see how you guys are listening to the stories you guys have about your kids and how you've dealt with them. But yeah, I just thought it was fun. I wanted to share that one. So I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for your time.